Hi there, my name is Eli, and welcome back to my channel, Draculija. And in today's video, I am going to be working on this purple-eyed Color and Create Rainbow High doll. So this series came out a couple months ago. They retail for $29.99, and their intended purpose is kind of this coloring gimmick. They come with markers, and you can use those markers to color on her hair, her clothes, her shoes, things like that. But I'm not going to do that today. I'm just going to take some RIT dye and dye her hair, try to give her a cute outfit, and call it a day. And I think that's pretty fun. I don't really like this gimmick. It's kind of like, I don't know, like Doodle Bear. Do you guys remember Doodle Bear? It's kind of like that. And it seems like something that'd be fun if I were like a little kid, like a little craft project. But I have a different project in mind that's a little bit more permanent with a RIT dye. And I'm going to give her some rainbow hair. I've already done two of the other dolls from the series, the blue-eyed and the green-eyed doll, and I had so much fun. I love those dolls so much. I did not expect to really like this series the way I do. Like, I really, really like them, and I want to get doubles, but they have not gone on sale. And I think they will go on sale soon just because they are like branded and kind of part of the old era of Rainbow High. And then Rainbow High is kind of moving into a new direction. And right now on the shelves, you kind of see both. And there's a little bit of like disconnect between the two. So I do expect a lot of the old Rainbow High to eventually go on sale and kind of move out as the year progresses. And when these go on sale, you best believe I'm going to pick up a double of each if I can. If it's a good sale. If it's a good sale. But yeah, I'm very excited. Let's get this project started. Okay, so real quick before I start, I drew a little diagram for how I'm going to dye her hair. Like, no joke, it's like I'm in school again, it feels like. But literally, I wrote like step 1, step 2, step 3. And I'm going to start with the lightest color. I'm going to start with yellow, then move into pink/red, and then finish it off with blue. And this is like the view from the back of her head, if that makes sense. So when it's front facing, it'll be like, right to left will be red and end in violet. That's the goal. So hopefully this works out as intended. For the pink dyes, I have this color petal pink. And then, oh, this light is terribly bright. Let me lower that. Still not great. I have petal pink and I have fuchsia. I don't know if petal pink's too light, so I might add some fuchsia to darken it. And then for blue, I have aquamarine, and to darken it, I might add some royal blue. And then I'm just gonna use good old lemon yellow for my yellow color. But yeah, that's what we have in store. Let's see how this works on her. Also, I'm gonna unbox her and then wash out the gel. And then once the gel is washed out, I'll begin the dye process. But I'm really not gonna talk about anything else like the markers and the clothes and stuff like that. Just, we're gonna focus on dyeing her hair because that's what I'm most excited about. Okay, let's begin the RIT dyeing process. So before I pour my RIT dye, I do make sure to shake it very, very well. Just because in a previous video of mine, I think it was a blue eye color and create doll, I used tan and I don't think I was shaking it and the color didn't turn out as expected. So just really make sure if you are using RIT dye to give it a good shake. And then I add dish soap and vinegar. And as you can see, the vinegar reacted very, very strangely with the dye and turned this really gross dark brown color, which, that's not the yellow that it was previously, and I was a little scared, but I'm just trusting the process, going with it, and it did work. It worked out very, very well. It's yellow, as you can see. I don't know why it looks brown, but something to do with the vinegar, I'm sure. And I did pre-section off the hair. I didn't show me sectioning the hair in these clips, but I sectioned it as you saw in my like little hand-drawn diagram earlier. So right now I'm doing yellow, and I take this, maybe it's like I don't know, a half tablespoon measurement, and I use that to sort of ladle it over the roots because I'm just nervous if I bring it all the way to the dye, it's gonna blend into other sections of the hair that I don't want it to blend into. I only need a specific section yellow. So I just use this technique to really make sure I get a precise dye job. And I do go over it a lot just because in my history using RIT dye, the scalp tends to be the hardest part to get really, really concentrated color. Like most of my dye jobs, sometimes the scalp and the hair near the head is the lightest. So I just really make sure to take my time, make sure it looks concentrated enough. Then I rinse out the dye with cold water and then I move on to the next step. It's really important to rinse out the hair before you move on. Otherwise, the dye is just going to get everywhere, bleed into the other parts of the hair you don't want it to get into. And yeah, do not do that. And now we're moving on to pink. I do add a little bit of the fuchsia to the like more pastel pink, just to give it, you know, a little bit more vividness and boldness, just a smidge, you know. And then same thing, dish soap, vinegar. Thankfully, the vinegar didn't seem to react too terribly with the pink dye, so that's cool. And then just give it a good stir, and we can move on to our pink section. So the first section of hair that I'm dyeing pink is going to be on the right side of her head. And after pink, I'm going to be putting blue over this so it turns purple. So I sectioned out what I thought would be enough hair for the purple color of her hair. And same deal, I'm going to ladle over the dye kind of around the roots to get it where I want it to go. And another just good way to work with like curly hair is really like scrunch it. When I was washing her hair and when I'm working with it, I'm trying to keep the curls tight and scrunched and, you know, maintain that curl pattern as best as I can. And okay, as I was doing this, it just didn't feel bright enough. So I added more dye. And I'm sorry, but I am not very much like I'm not a scientist. I'm not here measuring things. I probably should be, you know, because I'm filming a video and ideally I want my dye results to be replicable. But I just kind of eyeball it. You know, I feel like that's more fun. Just kind of figure it out as you go. And now this is looking a lot more bright and vivid, which the reason I wanted that is because I know when the hair is wet and soaked with the dye, it's going to be a lot darker than when you wash it out and when the hair dries. So the dyeing process is very much like a trust the process kind of thing. If that scares you, you really have to get over that hurdle, because a lot of times throughout this whole dyeing process, I was worried and unsure if it would come out right, and the end results turned out beautiful. So it really is one of those trust the process kind of things. And now here I'm doing pink on the left side of her hair. This will turn the yellow orange, and then it's going to turn some of the white hair pink. So, you know, we're chugging along. We're doing just as good as we can. And same thing, ladling it over the roots so it doesn't seep over into the yellow and, you know, turn everything orange. Now we're on to the last step, which is blue. Now, blue was the easiest for me to do because the way, you know, color theory works, basically blue, I'll be dyeing the entire right half section of her hair. And thankfully, this doll has a middle part. I don't know why. I just wasn't sure if she did or not. She had a similar hairstyle that the Slime Jade had, where it was kind of like a half updo. And, you know, sometimes Rainbow High will give us a part line, sometimes they won't, just depends. And thankfully, they gave her a part line, which made this process super smooth and easy for me. And same deal, dish soap, vinegar, RIT dye, give it a little stir, and we can go in. Now, this is probably the scariest part of this whole process for me, just because blue dye always scares me. It's so bright and concentrated, and, you know, mixing blue and yellow, I'm never really sure how that green's gonna come out. You know, is it gonna be a pretty green? Is it gonna be an ugly, gross, like slime green? I wasn't sure. But as I was doing this, it did look really pretty. Same deal. I'm taking my little tablespoon measurement, ladling it over the roots. And here's another great example of how bright and concentrated the colors look when they are soaked with the dye in the hair. And it's going to become a lot lighter once I rinse this out. But another one of those trust the process moments. And I did go ahead and eventually rinse this color out. And I wasn't happy. I feel like I just needed a little bit more concentrated. So I went back in and dipped it in again. And I always make sure that while I have my dye solution made, I don't drain it and dump it until I'm completely happy with the dye results, just because I don't want to have to make another dye bath and use up more product, you know? So really make sure by the time you're done, you're happy with the results, as happy as you can be, you know? So there you can see, yeah, I went in and dunked it in a second time just because I wanted to make sure the roots were concentrated and soaked and vivid. But this was the dyeing process. I had a lot of fun. Hopefully, any of these clips and footage was helpful. You know, it was very go with the flow DIY, but you know, that's my vibe and that's my style. So I hope it helped. Y'all, she's all done, and like, can we be so real? Can you believe it? Wow, I really did that. Stunning diva, stunning gorgeous. I'm gonna scream. She's gorgeous.
I just reconditioned her curls after that, since, dye can be a little bit aggressive on the hair. So I'm just gonna let her soak in some conditioner, then I'll wash her out and let her dry, but I'm obsessed.
Okay, I am back. It is the next day. I let her dry overnight and gave her, a cute little pastel color block outfit. And I am just so happy with her results. She looks so gorgeous. And I know sometimes I feel like a rainbow hairstyle can come off a little tacky. Sometimes when Rainbow High does it, especially like Series 2 Amaya, it's a little bit in poor taste. But I like to think I did a pretty good job here in giving her a gorgeous pastel rainbow fantasy. And I'll go over her outfit real quick and then we'll talk about the hair. So from top to bottom, I give her some like purple lenses. I'm trying to connect the rainbow here. So I have these sunglasses that are from Pacific Coast. I think it's Phaedra Westward's glasses. And then her little t-shirt is Bella Parker's t-shirt from Series 2. Her light washed denim jacket is Kaya Hart's jacket. And then this mint tweed skirt is actually from the budget Daphne Minton. It's a little less detailed than Daphne's usual skirt. And then for her little handbag, I think it's Simone Summers from Pacific Coast. She has Sunny's long rainbow socks that are kind of scrunched down. I think that looks really cute. And these pastel sneakers are from the, you know, I don't know what they're called, but the mystery boxes, the shoe mystery boxes. These were a color option for Sunny, which they're pastel. They're like barely any yellow. There's like a touch of yellow there, but they're Sunny shoes. And I'm so happy with her. Let me take off her bag so we can take a closer look at her hair color. Come on, come on. It's really stuck on there. Okay, cool. So let me bring her closer. There she is. Ooh, this little green strip's kind of like falling down, but it's really pretty, so I can't be mad. Okay, there we go. That's the end results. I really, really love this doll. I'm so happy with the dye job and the results in it. Look at that. Look at that. Oh my gosh. The curls are very natural and bouncy. I think it looks so good. Even like, I didn't really plan or intend for this, but the way they kind of layer over one another, like the greens layering over the blue, layering over the purple. I feel like I wish the orange was a tad more prominent. Kind of gets lost in the pink, just a smidgen. But overall, I'm just incredibly happy with how this dye result turned out. And yeah, if you are wanting to do a rainbow dye job, it's not as difficult as it seems. You really, really just have to make sure you're sectioning off the hair, making sure the hair is not bleeding. Like this down here is relatively easy to achieve. It's really like up here, it's so bright. Sorry about my light. It's kind of washing it out. But up here around this part is where you have to really be careful so the colors aren't bleeding. And especially the effect that I got along her hairline right here from like the pink to orange to yellow to green to blue to violet. That is what I really wanted to make sure came out perfect. And I'm so happy with the end results. I do think her like lips are gorgeous, this sort of like neutral brown. They don't really go with this particular hair color, but I still like them and I don't want to be, changing them around and then messing up the doll. So I love the end results. I have my other color and crate dolls that I worked on previously here, the green-eyed doll and the blue-eyed doll. It's really fun to see them all together and see, like a finished series. And I really like these dolls. I feel like everyone's kind of had their own take on them and how they prefer to style them. There's lots and lots of other collectors out there like me who really like the RIT dye route where you can do a custom hair color. I've seen a lot of people just really, really like them in their default setting and the pure white clothes and hair. That's also really, really pretty. They just have so much potential. I think the series is really, really cool. I don't know if we'll see something like it again from Rainbow High. So I don't know. I'm just really happy. And one last pan around this rainbow hair. Do y'all see that? Do y'all see that? Oh my gosh. I feel like this is what dreams are made of. Like it's so gorgeous. I'm so happy. So happy. I could just talk about her all day. She's a gorgeous addition to my collection and kind of like reroots in a way. When you do custom dye jobs with RIT dye, it just adds a special personal touch where like you feel more attached because my hands helped create this doll in some way. And that's really special. So if you maybe are intimidated by rerouting dolls, this might be a good sort of segue where you can still customize your dolls, have them feel special and one of a kind and unique to you, but a little less worrisome and, I don't know, skillful than a reroute is. So hopefully any of that was coherent and made sense. But that's all I have for you today. Thanks for hanging out with me. I had so much fun making this video. She was definitely difficult, but worth it in the end. So yeah, I'm very happy. Okay, that's all I have. My name is Eli. This is my channel, Jack Elijah. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll see you next time. Bye.